I still remember the thud of heavy boots on our front porch, followed by the sharp knock that echoed through our new house like a warning shot. We had just moved into Willow Creek, a neighborhood so pristine it felt like a movie set. White fences, manicured lawns, and smiles that didn't quite reach the eyes. My wife Marissa and I had bought a charming fixer-upper at the very edge of the community, technically just beyond the formal HOA boundaries. But that didn't seem to matter to the man standing on our porch. "Good morning," he said, his grin too wide, too practiced. "I'm Douglas Reese, president of the Willow Creek Homeowners Association." He extended a clipboard like it was a gift. "You're not on our registry yet, but I'm sure it's just a paperwork thing. I'll get you sorted." I told him politely that our realtor made it clear our property wasn't part of the HOA. He blinked. Once. Twice. Then chuckled. "Well, around here, everyone contributes. You'll see. We're a community." That was the first red flag. But it wouldn't be the last. By the end of the first month, we'd received 3 courtesy notices for things like unauthorized foliage and improper paint hue. The foliage. A wildflower patch my wife planted. The paint. A soft gray that Douglas claimed wasn't neighborhood approved. We responded every time, calmly and with proof. Our property, according to county records, was exempt from HOA governance. But Douglas didn't take no for an answer. Soon after, we started seeing HOA trucks parked across the street. Men in polo shirts and clipboards lingered outside our property. Our security cameras caught them measuring our grass. One even peered over the backyard fence. Then came the letter. Hand-delivered. Notice of landscaping violation. Fine, $1,200. Failure to comply will result in escalation to property enforcement. Enforcement. What did that even mean? I was about to dismiss it, another bluff, until I overheard something chilling on our Ring camera. 2 HOA members outside, whispering. "Doug's got the paperwork started. If they won't comply, we'll escalate under Neighborhood Improvement Clause B." Even if they're not part of the HOA? Doug says he found a loophole. He's calling it community domain. I didn't sleep that night. The next morning, we woke to flags staked in our front yard. Bright orange ones, the kind contractors use before digging. I called the county. No permits had been issued. No public work was planned. The next day, a bulldozer showed up. I'm not exaggerating. An actual bulldozer, with a Willow Creek HOA sticker on its side. I ran outside, furious. "What are you doing?" I yelled. The driver handed me a folded sheet. Per President Reese, this property is slated for landscaping correction. We're leveling for uniformity. I called the sheriff. When they arrived, the HOA reps were all smiles, calm, friendly, fake. "This is just a misunderstanding," Douglas told them, placing a hand on my shoulder like we were buddies. He's new. Doesn't understand the covenant rules. But the officer wasn't buying it. "This is private property," the deputy said. "And it's not under your jurisdiction." Doug's smile faded. The sheriff ordered the crew off our lawn. I thought it was over. I was wrong. 2 nights later, we came home to find our mailbox smashed and our flower beds torn up. Our security cameras had been spray-painted over. Someone didn't want to be seen. Marissa was terrified. I filed a report, handed over every voicemail, every notice, every video. And then we waited. A week passed. Then 2. Then, one morning, I got a call from a private number. It was Marie, Doug's former secretary. She'd seen the police report and reached out anonymously. "You don't know half of what Doug's done," she whispered. "He's been adding properties to the HOA map without approval, falsifying signatures, creating improvement initiatives to seize land. Yours was next." My blood ran cold. With her help, I contacted a lawyer. We compiled everything, fake documents, footage, audio files, and a sworn statement from Marie. But before the court date, Doug made one last move. At 3 a.m., I woke to the sound of metal scraping. I rushed outside. Doug and two men were trying to remove the security gate we'd installed. "Call the cops," I shouted. One of the men fled. Doug didn't even flinch. "You can't stop progress," he hissed. "You think this is about you? I built this neighborhood." The police came. Arrested him on the spot. Turns out Doug had been under investigation for months. Our case gave them the final piece. Fraud. Vandalism. Trespassing. Abuse of authority. In court, the evidence buried him. He lost his position. Faced multiple charges. The HOA board was dissolved and restructured. And we planted our wildflowers again. Now, every spring, they bloom across the very spot Doug tried to bulldoze. And every time I see them sway in the wind, I remember, sometimes, the best way to fight fire is with roots.